It is done. It is finished. The quarterfinals are over, and now we have the first semifinal since 1966 to not have any two-time winners in it. And guess which country won the World Cup then, in 1966? Got it? You figured it out? It's England. So is history going to repeat itself? Well, let's talk about it on The Very Curious News from Around the Russia with Amazing Conrad. Very curious news, Adam. Number 1, England make it look easy. Yes, the three Lions, who people seem to be split on because either they think this team is going to win it all, like it's coming home, lads, it's coming home. Or they think this team is just getting lucky because they had an easy group, they took down a Colombia team without its best player, and then they got to play and beat a lackluster and tired Sweden today 2-0 in the easier half of the bracket. Personally, I don't subscribe to either one of those extremes because even though I think there's something special about this England team, especially on the mental side of the game, where they've shown that their history of underperforming in major tournaments does not weigh them down, I don't think they're automatic locks to win it all. But I don't think that about any of the teams besides Brazil. I mean, what the Brazil? Come on, you were my pick. I'm still bitter. Nor do I believe that England have gotten lucky because first off, you know that I don't believe in luck. I've said it multiple times because luck for me is only where preparation meets opportunity and nothing more. And England have looked prepared for every opportunity, and that's a credit to their manager, Gareth Southgate, and his coaching staff, and to the players for executing the game plan and performing at a high level. Secondly, they couldn't control the group that they got drawn into, or the fact that Belgium's Adnan Januzaj scored an absolute banger to beat them 1-0, which means they got second, so they dodged some of the big boys on the other side of the bracket. But let's be honest, to win it all, like to really win it all, you can't dodge everyone. So if England wasn't any good, I feel like they would have been found out by now. But they've proven the opposite and have done it with a maturity that I wasn't expecting from such a young group of players. So in summation, I think they're capable of winning it, though creating more goals from the run of play, I believe, is of the utmost importance in case the set piece goals dry up. So hopefully they're trying to figure that out. And if they do end up winning it, it won't be due to luck. They'll have earned it. Also, before we move on to Sweden, I have to add these two fun facts. 1, this is the 5th time in World Cup history that the final 4 teams are all from Europe. 3 out of those 4 times, Italy has won it, and England won the other. But since Italy isn't in this one, I think you all know what I'm saying. 2, Pep Guardiola was managing in Spain in 2010 when they won the World Cup. Then he was managing in Germany in 2014 when they won the World Cup, and now he's managing in England. So again, I think you all know what I'm saying. I'm jinxing the fuck out of you guys. Oh man, so bad. Jinx! Now as for Sweden, they looked a little tired, which I only mention again because for the first time all tournament, they didn't seem to be able to match or best their opponent's energy and hunger. Though, had England's keeper Jordan Pickford not made some incredible saves, it most likely would have shifted the momentum in Sweden's favor, which would have given them the energy boost and sense of belief that they were looking for all game, but unfortunately never found. And alas, it wasn't meant to be, and now they head home, but they should be proud of their run because it was easily one of the most impressive at this World Cup. Very curious news, Adam. Number 2, it's a pickup game alert. Yes, for the first time ever, I'm doing an epic pickup game road trip. 6 pickup games in 6 days. So if you live on the West Coast, you have to come, and I'm not gonna take no for an answer. We're starting in Seattle on Tuesday, July 10th, the day of the first semifinal. We're gonna have an informal watch party in the morning. Then I'm gonna make a video so you and I can discuss things on the YouTubes, and then we're gonna play that night. Then we head to Portland the next day to do the same thing for semifinal number 2, then to San Francisco, then to Bakersfield, then to San Diego, before we finish in LA for our World Cup final watch party and a pickup game right after, which will be at the Goals Soccer Center in Southgate. So get there at 8 a.m. when it kicks off, and then come watch the game with us, and then we can play afterwards. And if all goes well, we will try to come to where you live in the future. That is for all the people that can't make it. But if you can make it and you want to know more details for the cities that I didn't give details for, please follow me on my social media platforms at Jimmy Conrad on Insta and Twitter, or the Warren Ballers ones at Warren Ballers on Twitter or Warren Ballers FC on Insta. But know that most of the games will happen at night so we can accommodate people that have real jobs, besides the ones in San Diego and LA, because they're gonna happen during the weekends. So we'll probably have it late morning, early afternoon, or right after the final for the LA one. Also, we're gonna have special merch being made for this that you can only get on this trip. So I am buzzing, it is awesome. Come join us. Very curious news, Adam. Number 3, the Russians are out, so tournament's over. Or I assume that's what was going through Vladimir Putin's mind when Ivan Rakitic coolly slotted home his penalty to help Croatia book their tickets to the semifinals and officially knock the hosts out of the tournament. Which, in fairness to the Russians, I thought they were dope. They played with tremendous heart and were fearless and never gave up and never seemed to get tired. Also, their best player of the tournament, Denis Cheryshev, Cheryshev, I say that right? Scored one of the goals of the tournament for me in this game. It was so good, and he gave the Russians hope. So I know they're going to feel hard done by with this result, as any team would, after losing in penalties. But they have a lot to be proud of, both on and off the field, because from what I've heard from my friends over in Russia, including Mr. Stat Geek John Hudson, they've been treated very well by the people who live there, along with everyone else who came from everywhere else. And that's what makes the World Cup so special. Now, as for Croatia, they became the only other team in World Cup history besides Argentina in 1990 to win back-to-back games in penalties. Argentina knocked out the host Italy in a shootout and then went on to lose in the final to West Germany 1-0 on a penalty in the 85th minute, no less. So will that same fate fall on the Croatians in 2018 after they knocked out the hosts in penalties? I mean, it's hard to say because after cruising through their tough group, they have done just enough in their knockout round games to get by. So it's funny for me because it feels like they're peaking in the mental fortitude department and handling adversity and pressure and all of that. But maybe they peaked too soon with their physical and technical and tactical performances, also known as their form. But then I think the mental side is part of their form. Anyway, I think you know what I'm trying to say. But what isn't hard for me to say is that Luka Modric is the best midfielder in the world, and if you say otherwise, those are fighting words, and I'll take all of you on right now. Let's go, bring it! All right, that is it. That is all I got, so now it is your turn, and my questions are this. England, good or lucky? I'm gonna lean more towards good. Are you coming to my pickup games next week? You should. And can Croatia survive yet another close one? Sure, why not? Let me know your thoughts down below. Please smash that like and subscribe button for more of the good stuff if you haven't already. And please be on the lookout for my World Cup semifinals preview and some career mode to see if Profinho can finish a job and take Ecuador to the promised lands. Ecuador, Ecuador, Ecuador. I don't know if he can because he doesn't have Kevin Gamero on his team. Anyway, that's it. I'm done talking for today. Later.